The Detroit Lions are coming off arguably their best season in over 30 years, and the expectations for 2024 are through the roof, with Super Bowl or bust being on the radar. As a matter of fact, Dan Campbell told the players to watch the Super Bowl so they can have that bitter taste in their mouth because they were a half hour away from it. And there's no doubt that in the NFL draft, the Detroit Lions are going to be better. We have free agency, and Brad is going to have the most money he's had since being the general manager of the Detroit Lions. And we're out of Stafford picks, so no more extra picks. We just have the TJ Hawkinson pick in the third round, but we lost a fourth round pick. So we don't have a fourth round pick. We have an extra third. So I guess it balances out. But one thing that we are not projected to have are compensatory picks. Now, just to clarify and remind everybody what a comp pick is, this is pretty much what it means. The NFL uses a formula to determine compensatory picks based on a player's salary, playing time, and postseason awards. The formula also takes into account a player's average salary per year, snap count, and history of playing time. It says the NFL gives compensatory picks to teams that lose key free agents during the previous season. For example, if a team loses 3 CFAs in free agency but signs 2, they receive 1 compensatory pick. The NFL's formula is confidential, but salary is the main factor and playing time has the second most weight. Postseason awards are the final component. Now, the Detroit Lions, a few years ago, we were awarded, it was kind of weird. We were awarded compensatory picks. We lost the highest compensatory pick in the 2022 NFL draft. It was either 2021 or 2022. I think it was 2021. We had lost Kenny Golladay in free agency. He signed a massive deal with the New York Giants. It was like 70-something million for 4 years. And he netted us a third round compensatory pick. Now, he was the highest comp pick that year. We wind up getting a compensatory pick for Marvin Jones Jr., which is weird because he wind up coming back to the Detroit Lions, Jamal Agnew, who went to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and for Kenny Golladay. So that gave us 3 compensatory picks, and they're awarded between I think it's the 3rd and 7th round. You'll get a comp pick. But this year, it does not appear that the Detroit Lions are going to get any compensatory picks. This is coming from FanSided. Where are we at here? It says, last season, Detroit lost 4 qualifying free agents in DJ Chark, Jamal Williams, Mike Hughes, and Evan Brown. The departure of veteran Chris Board did not factor into this equation. But it comes down here. We added 5 qualifying free agents, including David Montgomery, Emmanuel Mosley, Marvin Jones, Cam Sutton, and C.D. Deuce. So, again, if you remember the formula, you have to basically, it's basically the simple way to look at it is you lose more than you gain. So if you're an NFL team and you get player-based, free agent-based compensatory picks, if you lose more than you gain, then that you are awarded a compensatory pick. So Kenny Golladay was, like I said, in 2020, I want to say it was 2021, the highest compensatory pick awarded in the NFL draft. Now, there is something that since this, like the comp picks and stuff like that have been in play, there's something that NFL teams have been upset about. And I thought that this was quite interesting. It says, there have been growing concerns from other NFL owners that the San Francisco 49ers are receiving so many additional draft picks based on the new NFL rules that benefit teams that serve as a pipeline for minority coaches and executives. Here's what they mean. Owners have complained to the league office about the sheer number of compensatory picks the 49ers have received for serving as a pipeline for coaches and executives of color. Since the rule was adopted by owners, San Francisco have lost Robert Saleh to the Jets, Martin Mayhew to the Commanders, Rand Carlton to the Titans, DeMeco Ryans to the Texans, and Mike McDaniel to the Dolphins. Now, as far as I understand, we are the way that it works for minority coaches is I believe you get 2 third-round compensatory picks. So, for instance, if Aaron Glenn would have been hired as a head coach of the Washington Commanders, we would have received 2 third-round comp picks, I want to say, for this upcoming draft. It could have been the draft after this, but either way it goes, I want to say we would have got 2 third-round picks. So the 49ers are just stockpiling picks because a lot of their coaches minority coaches wind up going to be a coach somewhere else. So you had Robert Saleh a few years ago. He was the 49ers defensive coordinator. He goes to the same year that Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes come to Detroit. He goes to the New York Jets. And then 2 years later, D'Amico Ryans, who replaced Robert Saleh as the defensive coordinator in San Francisco, goes to the Houston Texans. So San Fran is just piling and piling and piling. Maybe that's a way that they're able to get to back, over and over and over to the conference championship game. And don't forget, this is the same team that drafted Nick Bosa second overall in 2019, and then 2 years later take Trey Lance, trade up and trade away a couple first-round picks to get this guy. Maybe that's why they didn't care, because they got this pipeline of everybody wants to go get a San Francisco 49ers coach. So, and here they go again in the Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to win it, but either way, they're going to probably have some hot coaching candidates come out of there. So what do you think of the comments below? Comp picks are kind of a big deal, especially where they're awarded. Because like I said, we got a third rounder for Kenny Golladay. We got a 5th rounder for Marvin Jones Jr. It might have been a 6th or something like that for Jamal Agnew. So we wind up having 3 additional draft picks that year. And I want to say it was the first year of Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. It could have been the second year. I don't remember off the top of my head, but kind of sucks. And that's why it would not have been a bad thing for Aaron Glenn to get a job somewhere else. I know it sounds bad, but you guys know I'm ready to move on from him. But moving on from him, had he got that Washington Commander head coach job, it would have helped the Detroit Lions more than because we would have had a different defensive coordinator. I think our defense would be better. And then we would have had 2 additional third-round picks. Like if a minority coach is hired, you get 2 third-round picks. There's no 3 to 5. The 3 to 5 is for free agency. So anyway, let me know what you think, man. 49ers, I don't know who they have coming out of the pipeline this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if they get somebody else. So, and now with this new rule, and I hate to say this, but just very similar to the Rooney Rule, you could have a team that are hiring minority coaches just to try to build up the pipeline and send them off and get 2 third-round comp picks in the future draft. So anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Kind of sucks. I wouldn't mind having more draft picks. I really wouldn't, especially the waste on Broderick Martin that we spent. So, I think the Donovan Peoples-Jones 6th-round pick is next year. So not this coming draft, but next year. So I think the Trinity Benson thing is finally over. I think that ended last year where we gave the Browns or the Denver Broncos a 7th-round pick or something like that. So anyway, like I said, Brad Holmes, not GOAT status yet. And I know the comp picks don't have anything to do with his decision making, but it's like, I thought about it last night. Riley Patterson, trading for him, cutting him, and all this other stuff, man. So it's some things that need to be done, but I wouldn't mind if we had these picks. But anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think the 49ers are milking this thing? And how do you feel that the Detroit Lions are projected to have no comp picks this season? You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.